Hi everyone, we're going to make Tart Melts or Tart Wax Melts to go in your burner. I forgot to bring the burner. Just a burner like this. Your ingredients first, what you need is some soy, Pillar Soy it's called, candle wax. Soy is supposed to be the cleanest burning wax there is available, and the thing is, if you want to have your wax melts smelling as good as the store-bought ones, well, you have to start with good ingredients, because you know, your end product is only going to be as good as the ingredients you put in there. So you know, if you're going to buy, if you buy oils at the dollar store or something that, you know, don't smell that great, and, you know, don't have a good concentration of oil to whatever carrier they use for it, well, you know, the smell that you get is not going to be very strong. So somebody told me, I think it was the lady that I get the oils off, she told me that you get a bit of a harder, better forming tart if you put a little bit of palm wax in. And she said it carries the fragrance better too. When I started off, I just used soy wax and I didn't have any problem with it, but after that I use this because it cuts down the cost a bit. I think this is quite cheap. This is more expensive. So you need that. You need a fragrance oil of your choice, and I'll list where I get my fragrance oils. There's so many oils on the market, and there's a couple of sites that, you know, cater just for this thing, for tart making or soap making. You can use colour if you want, that's totally optional. So if you don't want to buy colour, you have to buy this liquid candle dye, and the reason that you have to use that is it's mixed with an oil that's compatible with these melts, because you don't want to put something in there that's got water in it and it's going to start spitting everywhere when it gets hot, because that's a fire danger. Okay, so I've got a few here. I've got Daisy by Marc Jacobs, I think, is it? Daisy. The other thing is you can't use these oils on your skin directly. You know, you can't use them as perfume because they're not made for that purpose, and you might break out in a rash or something. Cannabis Rose by Fresh. I think I might keep that one because I want to make some soap with that. Johnson & Johnson's Bedtime Bath. I've used this once. You know, it's quite a strong smell, but I just didn't like the smell wafting through the house. I've got Victoria's Secret Endlessly in Love. Not too keen on that. Cool Citrus Basil is beautiful. Lemon Sugar and Candied Violets is beautiful. Javan Musk, and I think this is Bobbi Brown Be Delicious. So maybe, oops, maybe I'll make some Be Delicious. I hope I've got enough in there. Now what you need is some sort of glass container like this that you can pour from. That makes it easier. Not too much water in your saucepan. I've got it on heating because, you know, just check when you put it in. You don't want it right up the sides here. You know, you just want it to cover maybe the bottom inch of your glass container. So just stick that on a sort of a low heat to get it warm. You don't want to boil this. You should use a thermometer. They can get quite expensive, but I bought this at one of those dollar stores, and I think it cost me $4. and you're supposed to heat the wax to 70 degrees, but I don't know whether that is Fahrenheit or Celsius, so I got a bit confused with that. When I started making these, I didn't have a thermometer for a long time, and I just made sure that, you know, it was melted well and it seemed to have some heat in it, but it wasn't boiling, of course, because if you put your oil in the wax when it's too hot, it'll immediately dissipate, you know, all your fragrance. And if you put it in when the wax is too cool, it's not going to incorporate that fragrance, so when you burn it, you're not going to get a nice strong clear smell. Okay, so I'll convert all these. Okay, so maybe I've got 6 mils of oil here, so I'll just make a small batch. 6 mils, let's see. I need a little measuring cup. Let's see what I've got in here first. Okay, so that's about 7 mils of oil. Okay, I'll go to 12.5 mils of oil. 2.5 mils of oil. Now 1 cup of wax flakes, oh, this is getting too hot, is 100 grams. And to 100 grams you add 12 mils of fragrance. So I've got a bit, well, I have to work around the camera here. So what I'll do is I'll put a cup that in there to melt, and then maybe I'll just put a small amount of palm wax, just like that. Maybe it's 1/4 of a cup. You get something to stir it with. You really sort of leave it alone until it melts. So I'll come back when this is melted and show you what to do. We can talk about a few other things while this is melting. The reason that I buy good wax is it's not only because of the fragrance. You know, it's for your health as well. You know, you can buy, you know, blocks of these fragrant waxes in the dollar store, and you know, you get a big block for $2 or something. But the thing is, and most of them are made in China, and you don't know what sort of wax they've used. And with something like this, it's going into your atmosphere, you're breathing it. You want something that's clean burning, not something that's, you know, when it starts to burn, you're going to get black smoke off it, or, you know, there could be anything toxic in it, and, you know, we need to protect our lungs, so make sure it's really good wax. Otherwise, I think you might be just, you know, risking your health. You can also put essential oils in here. You don't have to use fragrance oils or, you know, the perfume type oils, but those ones you have to use far less than these, because these are just, you know, a concentrated fragrance in a carrier oil, and essential oils are so much stronger. You know, you might, I've never used essential oils myself, so you might have to experiment with that with just a few drops, I'd say, first, because, you know, if you have too much essential oil going into the air, that can make you sick also. The other thing you'll need is some containers to put it in. Now, I bought these little tart shells especially, and that makes that sort of tart, which is nice for gift giving. Or I also bought one of these. It's just a silicone can, and it was $5 at Kmart. and then you can make a dozen in that. And, you know, they're just plain, so it's up to you. You can do, you know, you can cut corners on things like your containers, and you can probably do without a thermometer, but I think for your health's sake it's best to get good wax. You can see it's all melted down now, and the water's starting to get quite hot, so what we'll do is test it with the thermometer, see how hot this is. Let's put the camera down while I do this so that I don't burn myself. Okay, this is getting close to 75 degrees centigrade or 150 Fahrenheit. So I think I'm going to take this off now. Pretty sure when I did it last time, I did it to about the 75 centigrade mark. Something heat proof. Ready? Put this on and see the water's starting to bubble underneath, so I'd say that wax is quite hot enough. And I like to get a paper towel and just carefully wipe off any condensation that might be inside. Most of it is outside, but just in case there's a little bit of moisture, because you don't want that going into your wax either. Okay, so now pour the fragrance in. And if it's hot enough, you'll pretty much smell the fragrance come up. I hope I've got the camera turned around right. So yeah, you'll pretty much, did I say flavour? You'll smell the fragrance come up. And it doesn't take too much to mix that in. I think that's perfect actually. So then you put it in here. I'll put a little drop. You only need a tiny bit of this. Just a tad. Maybe I should have just got a toothpick. Just try one drop. It'll be too much, I think. Try not to even get a drop. This will probably be bright pink because these are very concentrated. If you buy these, they're going to last you for ages and ages. Yeah, I've got a pretty neon pink going on there. Keep your paper towels handy. And you put it up pretty high because these sort of sink a bit. I've had problems with mine sinking in the middle as they set, and you know that may have to do with the temperature that I'm making it at as well. I don't like to put these in the fridge I think it's better if you let them cool down naturally. And sometimes they're a little stubborn. If you use these, they're a little stubborn. They come out of the silicone pans really, really easily. So you don't have to worry. I thought I had a spatula around here somewhere. You need probably plastic spatula. Oh, here I do have one. Just to get the wax from there. Scrape it all down. So there, one cup of wax and a bit of, you can make these a bit smaller if you like. You know, I've got quite a deep bowl, so I make them pretty large. Or you can make them large, and when you use them you can cut them in half. 2, 4, say 6 that made. And then I get the wax out, because you don't want this going down the sink. That's no good for the environment at all. It's easy clean up with these. And I put the tea lights in here in a little tea light holder, because I just like to be safety first with these open burners. There's electric burners available that, you know, are probably safer. But I've heard that you don't get as strong a fragrance come out with the electric burners. You know, that could be wrong, I'm not sure. But, you know, I like this one. So we'll come back when they're set. Well, these took about an hour and a half to set. These ones are still a bit warm. These are cold. They can probably still come out now. Get a container. I just stick mine in one of these takeaway food containers. Is fine. And I write the fragrance and the date that I made it. So I need, can't use this one. This will do for the time being. I haven't put these in the fridge. If you find that they're not coming out of whatever you set them in freely, you could put them in the fridge for about 10 minutes once they're set properly. But we'll see how these go. Oh, look. No problem at all. They're quite pretty. Hope I'm in camera range. Oh, these ones are behaving very nicely. So I'll put all the quantities you need. Oh, there's my phone, sorry. I'll put all the quantities you need down in the description bar, and where I source my ingredients. If you're in the US, you know, you're probably going to find somewhere over there. I buy the wax from a separate place from where I buy these oils, because the lady that sells these oils, she doesn't sell wax for candles. And you know, if you go and have a look on the site, there's several different types of waxes, and they're all for different purposes. You know, like pillar candles, or I don't know, different type of candles. I don't make candles, so I don't know about it. But I'll write the exact type of wax that you need down in this description bar also. And you know, I know that you're not stupid. Nobody's, well, maybe you are a bit if you're watching me. That's terrible, isn't it? But no, really, I mean, I just have to say this. Just safety first when you're doing this. You know, don't do it when the kids are around or anything like that. And you know, don't do it if you're tired or distracted, because you know, this is hot wax, and if you pour it on your body or your legs or something, that's a hospital trip. And I'd hate to hear that anyone got injured during their making of their wax tarts. The other only thing is, that's what I was going to say, if you go to the site where I get the oils from, each oil that you click on, there's quite a bit of information there. They'll say whether they've been tested in soap, wax melts, and what's the other thing? Shower gel. And they'll tell you how it went in that, and also there's different cure times for different fragrances. That's something that you just really have to get to know yourself. It's trial and error. Some you can burn straight away and you'll get a good fragrance load out of it. Others, especially this one, Cool Citrus Basil, it's a beautiful fresh scent, but I found that I had to leave this one a month before it was ready to use. The others, none others I've had to leave that long. Probably, I'd like to ideally leave them 2 or 3 days to cure before I start melting them. But if you're impatient, or the first lot that you make, you can try it out straight away. So I hope you like that. If you have any questions, leave me a comment in the comment box, whatever you call it. I don't know. I'm getting tired again today. Okay, I've enjoyed doing this for you, so I hope you liked it, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.